What's up, guys? So today I am up bright and early because my friend Dalton and I are headed to Savannah, Georgia. I'm really excited because I haven't been there in a while and it's a really cool place to go and visit. It's not too far away. So we're going to be hitting up some spots that we really love there. And we're also going to be checking some new things out. So come along and we'll kind of show you around town. First off, we had to stop at Wawa to get some breakfast sandwiches, fuel up for that long drive. And then we stopped at this roadside attraction called Peach World. We were greeted by this lovely couple who welcomed us right into this very unique place. I'll say that. It's very unique. They had everything you could think of that had peaches in it, canned peaches, this peach cider that they had peach cider slushies that you could try, and the lovely lady there said we could try just about anything that we wanted to that had peaches in it. They also had pecans, plums, candies, a lot of cool little knickknacks to look at. But then we were back on the road to Savannah. And when we got there, we were greeted by the beauty that is downtown Savannah. We had a couple hours until we could check into our Airbnb, so we decided to do a little sightseeing, checked out the beautiful architecture and everything downtown. What's up, guys? So we just made it to our Airbnb here in Savannah, Georgia at the Grant. This is Dalton.
What's going on?
So if you're ever in Savannah and you need a good Airbnb, it's a good place to stay. Yeah, this was my second time staying at the Grant, which is kind of like a apartment kind of thing, but they have some Airbnbs there. It's a nice renovated building with the exposed brick and everything. Very nice. Centrally located downtown. There are a lot of places within walking distance, and even the riverside is, easily walkable too. So if you need a place to stay, I would highly recommend it. And right below our Airbnb was this place called Toast. A nice little brunch spot. We got an old fashioned and an espresso martini. And now Dalton is an espresso martini aficionado, so we had to make sure it was up to his standards. He did a little taste test and we were good to go. I got the chicken and waffles, and Dalton got this little breakfast sandwich that he dipped in a boat full of ranch, which you can't see right now, and with some fresh fruit. After a little brunch, we decided to walk around, do some sightseeing, kind of just take in the city. And then we walked up these rickety old stairs that are featured all around Savannah. We saw this horse and carriage, which is, classic, beautiful. And we found this really cool liquor store that had an amazing whiskey selection. Whiskey Wayne. I gotta try some whiskey while I'm in Savannah. So that's exactly what we did. So we're just trying this Peerless Double Oak. It's very good. Tasty. Dalton's trying to open this wine.
This is where I need Josh.
Yeah. Josh, we miss you. After we got a little liquored up, we decided to go back downtown and check out the riverside. And it was a really nice little sunset moment. And then we got some amazing sushi from this place called Moss downtown. It was very good. Not as good as the sushi that I had in Kauai, but for Savannah, it was very nice. Very good, very good. And then we went to the Myrtle and Rose rooftop bar, which is my favorite rooftop bar. And we would end up meeting a group of sister psychics later, but you'll hear about that more later. Dalton did this little stunt while we were listening to Shania Twain. We were nice and liquored up and ready to hit the town. You know what I'm saying? When you're in Savannah, you just gotta have a good time, baby. That's what it's all about. And we did. We definitely did. So we went to this little dive bar. I don't know what it's called, but you can write your name on the walls. Our friend Josh Doyle was supposed to meet us at this trip, but even though he lives in Georgia, he decided he was too busy, so we crossed out his name right there, which he likes to brag about because it's the only one in the rafters, but not anymore, honey. No, no, no. We crossed that stuff out. So here's all the names on the walls. Very cool, very fun. And I decided to sign the pool table because, I mean, if you could sign a pool table, why not, you know? Hit him with a little matte velvet signature and the classic lightning bolt, okay? Yeah, very cute, very cute. After that, we went to this little country bar called Saddlebags, but the bartender at the last bar called it something else. Well, that starts with an F instead of a B. Anyways, we met these guys right here. They were very cool from South Carolina. They bought each other these silly little shirts, and they bought me a round of whiskey. So overall, they're good guys. I rode the bull. I actually rode it for a couple minutes. I broke their record, but we didn't really get that on camera. It kind of cut off in the middle of all that, but you know, I was riding that thing. Then we went back up these rickety old stairs to our next adventure. Whenever we're in Savannah, we have to hit up Club One.
Things don't work out with him, I might be available later on tonight. I'll call my husband and check it out with him. Okay? Thank you guys so much for coming out. How about you guys? Where are you guys from?
Seeing the drag show is always a good time. There's a drag queen called Sally Just Sally or something like that, and she's my favorite. But it's just some good old southern drag, and it's always a good time. Make sure you tip your queens though. Bring some ones for them, maybe some 5s, 10s, or 20s. But yeah, go check it out. We also went to the piano bar with the Psychic Sisters that we met at the Myrtle and Rose rooftop bar. They ended up running into their cousin of, you know, these Georgia people, man, I swear, they're all related. But we had a grand old time at this piano bar. We met the family of the Psychic Sisters that we met at the Myrtle and Rose rooftop bar. I ended up hanging out with the guy in the background right there. You can see the older guy, that was his birthday. They were all celebrating, but we had a grand old time. Everyone was just, you know, letting loose, having fun, drinking, you know, partying. Everybody was having fun. And that's what it's all about, right? Life is too short to not have fun. Take a little shot of whiskey. This girl is crazy right here. She was wild, but she had such a good time. And I was happy to meet these lovely, lovely people. And then here's the Capitol building. The next day we were a little, you know, famished, a little parched from a night out of having fun. But yet we decided to go to the Grave Face Museum. It was definitely an experience. Very haunted, very spooky, very ooky kooky.
In this room, like our freak taxidermy, such as those two-headed calves in the corner there. Perhaps you'd see those adorable conjoined lambs on the back wall, clinging onto each other for all eternity, mostly because they are conjoined at the waist, so they never really had a say in the matter.
Yeah, so there were these conjoined ears. Girl, whew, This stuff was creepy. I tell you what, there was this little mermaid girl that this guy like spliced all together back in the day. There was these little rats that they turned into a circus, and then this voodoo lady, they done burnt her house down, and the reclaimed wood that they took from it, they used in this actual building. So, it was, we had to be very respectful, very mindful, very demure. And then we got to see this Heaven's Gate exhibit, which I think Heaven's Gate is pretty fascinating. You know, if you don't know about Heaven's Gate, they are, thought the aliens were going to come get them, but in order to do that, they had to be passed on to the next life. So they kind of all did a mess, sewer slide. They were wearing the Nikes and the purple and all that. But this guy, very creepy, but very convincing, I guess. A lot of people thought they were actually going into the mothership. So I hope they had a great time. And then this girl right here was part of the Satan exhibit, Church of Satan. I think his name's Anton LaVey or something like that. So they have all these satanic Bibles. Don't worry, I got some holy water while I was there, so I did a cleansing, saged my house, saged my body, everything. There's him right there, Anton LaVey. That guy is crazy. I tell you what, they had this little clown. He's haunted. Someone pushed the button while they were there, and if you don't make him dance the whole time, then he'll haunt you, and they didn't do that. So good luck to that guy. This part was really cool because it was about tattoos, which I'm really in love with. I love tattoos. Very cool artwork, but it was kind of telling the history of tattoos. And tattoos used to be like this sideshow kind of carnival. Only like the freaks got tattoos back in the day. They had these original flash sheets, which was really cool. So these were examples of tattoos that people would go and get. So we've come a long way since then, but it's really cool to see that kind of tattoo history. And there were only 10 cents, which is crazy. Then we went up the stairs, saw this ugly, creepy Ronald McDonald guy. Yeah, a little squirrel thing. Yeah. So these were some little dolls that Charles Manson made. No big deal. Yeah. Very, very creepy. Very creepy. Handwritten notes, stuff like that. What else? We had some stuff from Jeffrey Dahmer, handwritten letters. A lot of artifacts from these serial killers. Jeffrey Dahmer's high school trumpet. I played the trumpet in high school, but I promise I'm not like that, okay? And of course, some of his iconic glasses, So, if you've seen the Netflix documentary, you remember this little tub thing. They had silverware from his apartment. And then Jim Jones, of course, the don't drink the Kool-Aid, but actually it was Flavor Aid, as we learned on this tour. So they had actual packets of the Flavor Aid he mixed the poison with and did the mass sewer slide. Those were his glasses on that creepy mannequin head. And then we went to Ed Gein.
Now that we're all cozy in here, and what some people must have imagined Ed Gein's little farmhouse looking like, we can talk about some of the common misconceptions about the case, and I'll start out with the lampshades. Lampshade made of human skin, sex and violence, about things like cannibal headhunters and Nazi war atrocities. He was particularly fascinated with the stories about Ilse Koch, the beautiful Nazi who made lampshades out of human skin.
So Ed Gein inspired movies like Psycho and The Chainsaw Massacre. And Hollywood really glamorized his life, but as we learned on this tour, most of it was exaggerated. And then we went to the John Wayne Gacy exhibit, which the Graveface Museum is doing a docu-series on.
So the paintings on this half of the room were painted by Gacy while he was on death row. He painted over 2,400 paintings behind bars, mostly as a means of funding the very expensive appeals. He basically inherited whatever was in his cell at the time of his death. And you'll find those items in this room as well. Does anybody have any questions for him?
So there were a lot of disturbing paintings and questionable paintings. And yeah, this guy is really disgusting, and I kind of felt nauseous and a little haunted by this particular exhibit. A lot of bad vibes for sure. But the staff was really knowledgeable, and they did a great job of explaining everything and teaching us about this horrific moment in history. And they're still trying to figure out what happened to the 5 unidentified guys that were murdered by him. So we went back to the gift shop, and there were a lot of creepy things like this Teletubby head, just random crazy, more of the devil guy, and some Ouija boards, which I'm gonna do a video about my Ouija board experience. It's really creepy. Yeah, so I'm never touching one of those again. And then after we left the museum, we saw this creepy pig. Ugh. I'm scared. What's up, guys? We just got some coffee. I think we were a little possessed after going to the haunted museum, so we needed to get a little pick-me-up. And now we're headed to fly the drone before I go get my psychic reading. So yeah, here we are on the riverside again, taking in these nice views, seeing the sights, all that kind of good stuff. I saw these huge crystals, which is amazing. This is actually like in a hotel lobby. They just have these beautiful giant crystals everywhere. And then we went to Savannah Rocks, which we saw a bunch of different crystal stores, but Savannah Rocks was by far my favorite. So if you're looking for good crystals in Savannah, hit up Savannah Rocks. This is not sponsored. They just had a really good vibe. The staff was knowledgeable, and they had a lot of cool and unique stuff, good prices, so I would highly recommend it. We also checked out Conjure, which is a little witchy store as well. That was really cool. The decor was really awesome. They had, a lot of tarot card decks, candles, different herbs and spices, or whatever you need for witchcraft. And then I was drawn to this psychic, which in the last video I know I said that I didn't need to go see a psychic, but something drew me to Sylvia, and I tried to go in. Didn't work. Finally, like a couple hours later, I got an appointment, and I got to see Sylvia, and she was legit. If you need a good, real psychic reading in Savannah, go see Sylvia. She is legit. And just like that, our trip came to a close, and we were back off to the good old Sunshine State. So thanks for watching this video. Hopefully it could be inspiring for you to plan a trip to Savannah. Like I said, none of this is sponsored, but I will include some links to some of the things I talked about, just in case you're interested in checking them out for yourself. But other than that, Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.